We'll talk to you next time.
Thanks, Brian. Have a good day.
Hi, this is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. If you call or text me on my cell phone, I will analyze.
Finally, I'm here.
The bill over the phone, and I can quote you on installation.
Oh man, I was having a lot of problems getting online this morning. Oh man, well tell everybody we're here.
That's 954-939-1500. Call now, get up to 50% off, and receive an additional $500 on over 2,000 square feet of radiant barrier, an additional $1,000 off on 4,000 square feet of radiant barrier. Call or text me now, 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Or you can find me on the web at cutmykilowatts.com. Listen to this.
Oh, it's a miracle. Alrighty, guys. We are live on YouTube. So if you're a YouTube watcher, we are live on YouTube. And you should check it out. I got a brand new Trump shirt today, which is a pretty cool one. I just got this in the mail yesterday. All right, well, welcome back to the program. It is Thursday morning. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Let me get into it. We've got a lot to talk about on the program today. And I've spent the last 25 minutes trying to deal with these technical things that we've got and worked out finally. There's a lot of topics to get into today, and I'm going to get through all of them that I can. But I want to start with what's going on with Madison Cawthorn. There's a well, it's a sex tape, they're calling it. There's a sex, maybe a simulated sex tape. There's an embarrassing, possibly sex tape of Madison Cawthorn that's been released. And I was talking before the break that anyone who is a vocal MAGA member of government is facing pressure that normal people just don't even, and I include myself in normal people, could not understand or deal with. It's really rough stuff. And Madison Cawthorn came out about 2 weeks ago with an Instagram video. Let me pull this up. This was him about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Let me see. Do I have him? Yeah, this is Madison Cawthorn about 2 weeks ago on Instagram.
We're starting to see this coordinated drip campaign. When I say a drip campaign, it's where they're going to drop an attack article every 1 or 2 days just to try and kill us with a death by 1,000 cuts. And that is really their main strategy. And so anyways, I'm very proud of my constituents who are seeing through kind of this political just shenanigans, and I'm very confident that we're going to be able to win our re-election.
Okay, that was about 2 weeks ago, and there have been several things that have happened, and today we have what is being described as a Madison Cawthorn sex tape. And let me read this article. This version is from the Daily Mail. Embattled Republican Rep Madison Cawthorn responded Wednesday night to a video circulating on social media showing him naked and thrusting his pelvis at another man's head. The video was first published by American Muckrakers PAC, a political group that runs the Fire Madison Cawthorn website. And he's got a primary coming up on the 17th of this month in North Carolina. Soon after, the video started circulating widely on Twitter. The president of this anti-Madison Cawthorn PAC said in a statement that the video was passed to them by a former supporter of Madison Cawthorn, but would not name the source. It shows 26-year-old Madison Cawthorn screaming and chanting as he started thrusting against an unknown man's face. Someone else, presumably the person taking the video, could be heard laughing in the background and telling Madison Cawthorn to, quote, stick it in his face, unquote. Now, Madison Cawthorn says the video, which at the time of this article had been viewed 652,800 times on Twitter, was a joke, and said this: a new hit against me just dropped. Madison Cawthorn tweeted Wednesday night, explaining, years ago in this video, I was being crass with a friend trying to be funny. We were acting foolish and joking, that's it. I'm not backing down, Madison Cawthorn continued, adding, I told you there would be a drip, drip campaign. And they must have worse than this video, because the primary election is 12 days away. You know, they got a drip, 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 and they want to end with the grand finale. Blackmail won't win, Madison Cawthorn tweeted. Cawthorn is facing an unusually crowded GOP primary for an incumbent congressman after facing several scandals. Last month, several photographs emerged showing Madison Cawthorn dressed in women's lingerie, chugging wine, and surrounded by women. The photos, which were obtained by Politico, show Madison Cawthorn with a vacant look in his eyes, because he was tanked, he was drunk, wearing women's hoop earrings and a woman's necklace, along with a bra and lingerie set. Screenshots of the photo were provided to the outlet by someone who used to be close to Cawthorn and his campaign. A second former confidant of Cawthorn verified the photos. It's unclear where they were taken. It appears he's sitting in his wheelchair, indicating they were taken after his car accident that left him paralyzed in 2014. Also, this new sex tape that they're calling it, where he's thrusting towards this man, this is post-accident too, because you can see his wheelchair next to the, is it a couch or a bed that he's doing this on? It's hard to tell. It looks like a hotel bed. Let's see here. Madison Cawthorn brushed off the lingerie photos, claiming it was all part of a cruise ship game and was another attack from the left. Yes. We don't do these kind of games on our Steve Kane cruises, but it does look like a cruise ship event. I guess the left thinks goofy vacation photos during a game on a cruise, taken way before I ran for Congress, is going to somehow hurt me. They're running out of things to throw at me, he wrote on Twitter. This was on the lingerie photos. Madison Cawthorn shared a link describing the Royal Caribbean Quest game show. What Royal Caribbean event has you sharing your underwear, putting lipstick on strangers, and screaming at the top of your lungs? It's the Quest game show, the adults-only scavenger hunt that ranks as a cruise can't miss, according to cruisecritic.com. Madison Cawthorn also previously made headlines for claiming that some of the Washington elites invited him to an orgy. He also said Nancy Pelosi had a drinking problem, and he called Ukrainian President Zelensky a thug. Then there was a video last week that showed him driving his car or his truck, and a guy in the truck next to him touched his privates. And this video that came out is a little disturbing. But I want to hear from you and this listening audience. Do you think that MAGA should drop Madison Cawthorn? You know, this is what it looks like to me with Madison Cawthorn, okay? He's the youngest person ever elected to Congress. He is a guy in his mid-20s. He's 26 now. These videos and photos were taken when he was 25 or younger. And young people do wild and crazy party things, okay? And his age group, Madison Cawthorn's age group, they're spending their entire time doing everything in their life on Instagram, on YouTube, or whatever social media platforms they use. Everything is recorded all of the time. And while these videos look disturbing to some people, and I agree, there's this new one, I don't know if he's gay or not. Maybe he is gay. Maybe he's gay and doesn't know it. Maybe he's closeted gay. Maybe he's not and just gets involved in weird things with people. I'll tell you, I certainly wouldn't want everything I was doing in my 20s, early and mid-20s, recorded on high-definition 4K cell phones. Would you? You know, yesterday we were talking about the Neil Rogers show. You know, there's a Neil Rogers show that I'm on, and it's online. Nothing embarrassing about it or anything. It's kind of fun. I was young at the time. I was in my early 20s. I was on the phone, and Neil Rogers had his producer George call me to go on the air. It was an anniversary show he was doing. And I was telling somebody about this, a couple people about this at the radio station the other day when we were talking about Neil Rogers. And I was in my early 20s, and I was totally tanked. I mean, hammered with intoxication on this show. And I was on the phone talking to them, and maybe people listening don't know that I was intoxicated, but I know because I remember it, and it was awful. But, when people are young in their 20s, a lot of them drink and do wild, crazy things at parties. I never did anything like Madison Cawthorn's shown to do in this new video. And I didn't go around in women's lingerie, but, I wouldn't want everything I did at that age out there for the world to see in real time. But one thing about Madison Cawthorn, okay, these things that he's doing, are they really inappropriate? Are they really inappropriate? Is this just young college age drinking antics? In the photographs and videos that have come out over the last week or two, is there anything in them that he was doing with someone against their will? Was he assaulting someone? Was he sexually assaulting someone? No. No. And you take these wild instances that's going on with Madison Cawthorn at these drinking events that a lot of people in their early and mid-20s are involved in all the time. Is it really a big deal? Does it rise to the level that he shouldn't be in the House of Representatives? I say, no, it does not rise to that level. It does not rise to that level. Now, if he were going around assaulting people like Democrats throughout history have done and abused people, Bill Clinton, Ted Kennedy, there's been serious allegations made against Biden himself. Those are things that were done to people against their will, not with their consent. So I want to hear your thoughts on this. Should MAGA drop Madison Cawthorn? Should Trump drop Madison Cawthorn? Should we drop Madison Cawthorn or not? I'm going to ask you guys this question. I woke up to this story and have not fully processed it yet. It hasn't sunk in. I'll say, and I want to hear your thoughts on this. He obviously is immature. No doubt about it. Obviously very immature. And maybe someone who is so immature should not be in the United States House of Representatives. Should we factor, it's a crowded primary, if he were to be forced to drop out right now, who would the Republican be? And what do we know about them? Do we even know? This is really awful, what's going on with Madison Cawthorn. I'm disappointed in him. I'm not approving of any of this. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying here. Okay, please don't misunderstand what I'm saying here, because I'm not. But think about yourself when you were 21 to 25. Would you want 4K? 888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. Toll-free call from anywhere. So this Madison Cawthorn thing is really just awful. So I do want to take some calls on that. I got a lot of other issues to talk about as well on the program, and not just Madison Cawthorn. So I may end up going through a lot of issues early on. I do want to say something that this thing with Madison Cawthorn, I found out very recently that someone I thought was a friend and supporter of this program for quite some time was actually working against us, the Steve Kane Show, and me and Steve, and I don't quite get all that betrayal of things that go on, but these people around Madison Cawthorn, all these videos that have come out are from friends of his that have either, I don't know how they gave up this info. I don't know if they just had a falling out and were angry at him. I don't know if they sold the material, but what a betrayal he's also going through. All right, let me take a call or two, and then we'll bring up some other topics. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Ben calling from Pompano.
Hey, Ben.
So I wanted to answer your question. I wanted to say two things first, and then I wanted to answer your question about what you think MAGA should do in regards to Madison Cawthorn. Well, first off, you said this is something the left does to MAGA. This is something they do to anyone who's off base, and I think Joe Rogan is a perfect example where they had a political group comb through all his videos to make a compilation of him saying, naughty words out of context. And And then secondly, Madison Cawthorn, if they were going to treat him the same as they would treat their own side, he's part of the oppression matrix of the Democratic Party, and mostly they would consider him, he's not able-bodied, so they consider that as part of, one of their oppressed groups, but it doesn't count if you're a MAGA. And lastly, I would just say, Madison Cawthorn, we absolutely need to stand behind them, because this is the game. If they're going to play dirty no matter what, and the only way that we can stop that is to not let it phase us. So when they call people racist, when they try to dig up dirt, I mean, we need to show that it's not going to phase us.
Yeah.
Stand by.
Well, Madison Cawthorn's age group, they photograph and video everything. And, he being the youngest person ever elected to Congress, I think we will see a lot of people who come into government from this point forward. All kinds of things are going to come out about them like this. The one thing I'll say about these videos is everything I see in them seems to be consensual. I don't see him raping or assaulting people. I know it's wild and crazy stuff, but that's a factor.
Right, it's youthful hijinks. And you know what? I would say the things that Madison Cawthorn has been so-called, quote-unquote, exposed to doing is far more benign and better than things we know people like Ilhan Omar have done, people like Rashida Tlaib have done in public. So, they really have no ground to stand on but criticizing him, because, can you imagine combing through Ilhan Omar's phone or AOC's phone and what you would find? It would probably...
Well, with women, you don't typically find sex scandals, Kamala Harris has a sex scandal because she was dating a married man, and that's an unusual thing. But you don't usually have sex scandals with women. But there are other scandals. When President Trump made some strikes against ISIS, he did not inform Congress, okay? And there was a lot of controversy about this, because typically it's not required by law, but there's a tradition of the president informing Congress when they're going to have a military action like these attacks on ISIS. And I said at the time, and I still believe, the reason President Trump didn't inform Congress is he thought the squad would tell them that the attack was coming to get out of the way. You know what I mean? Wow. So, yeah. So, he is very young, maybe too young to be in Congress. He's immature. He drinks a lot. I drank a lot when I was that age, by the way. I drank a lot when I was that age, and probably too much. Sometimes, many times, like that time I was on the Neil Rogers show, tanked. But I don't know if we should drop him because of this. I don't know, because what's it? Now, if this were like a Bill Clinton situation, like with Juanita Broaddrick or Monica Lewinsky or something like that, that'd be another deal. Lewinsky was in the White House, like private, stupid, immature hijinks, and to say that we want to drop such a strong MAGA conservative and plug in there some establishment Republican, I don't know if we should be doing that.
Right, and you know what? It really comes down to how they lead. I understand you want to see, a very kind of neat and tight personal life, but at the end of the day, I don't think that has any correlation with what they will do for their constituents. You'll see people who are upstanding and they do terrible. People who might be a little sketchy.
Well, it looks to me. I think it's safe to say that Madison Cawthorn is gay. We've had two things: the guy that had his hand between his legs last week, and this video. They're calling it a sex video. Maybe it is. I don't know. But he's doing something very strange with a man, another man. And that stuff didn't go on at the parties I was at when I was 25. I'll tell you, not that. But maybe he is. Maybe he's gay.
Would it be any different than something you'd find at a bunch of guys drinking at a Marine base? It's taboo and it's a little rowdy, but I think it's just all in for humor. You know what I mean? And even if he was, I don't care. Are the left really going to say they're okay outing someone because they argue all the time about how the gay community is so stigmatized because they have to remain in the closet, and now they love shoving someone's nose in it. So
yeah,
either way, I don't care. So
well, no, I don't. Okay, well, hey, listen, appreciate the call, and I'd like to hear some of your other thoughts. I think Madison Cawthorn is closeted gay at this point. I really do. You know, and his district, North Carolina, is the Bible Belt. I don't know about his district. I don't know how big that kind of thing is. If I would vote for someone that's gay and conservative. We had a great Republican congressman here in Florida years ago, was run out of Congress by Nancy Pelosi. His name was Mark Foley. His name still is Mark Foley, and he still is gay. And he was a great conservative congressman, and he was openly gay. And they ran him out of Congress. Oh, man, this was over a decade ago. Any of you guys remember this, Mark Foley? Anyone remember Mark Foley? He was from Palm Beach County. He's still around. I see him in the news from time to time, even though he's not in Congress. And they ran Mark Foley out because he had gone out. He had invited over to his house a congressional page. And the congressional page was an adult, a young adult, you know, but they were an adult, and had him over to the house for dinner. And, you know, I don't know what happened. You know, you got two consenting adults, you know, we can guess what very well may have happened. And he was run out of Congress for that. And I thought at the time that Mark Foley should not have done that. He was very good. If any of you remember Mark Foley in Congress, he was awesome. We used to have him on the show from time to time. And we had him on the show after the scandal, too. You know, and I'd vote for Mark Foley tomorrow if I could, if he was running for office down here. But when something with a single adult person comes out that involves alcohol or sexual activity or things like this with Madison Cawthorn, it is certainly very shocking when you got a video like this of Madison Cawthorn. It's all over Twitter. You guys can watch the video if you're so inclined. I did watch some of it. I mean, I can't watch that whole thing. It's really not my cup of tea, but I had to watch it so that I could talk about it. And there's still pictures in an article that I tweeted from the Daily Mail that also has the video in it if you want to see the video, so you can be educated on what we're discussing here. But it is adult content. You don't want to watch it with the kiddies around. You take young single people and you take their private dating life and sex life, and you have photographs and video of it, of course it's going to look scant. You don't see things like this with members of Congress typically. But you know what? They have sex, they date, they're involved in things. I just don't, looking at this, as disturbing as the video is, he's not doing something against someone's will. It's consent. It doesn't, I don't think it rises to the level that he should be forced to withdraw from a race. I would rather it not have happened, and I'd rather have a straight shooter, but, you know, you got a young 25-year-old good-looking guy. This is what happens. All right, our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. I know there very well may be division on this. In the MAGA movement. And you know what? That's okay. We don't have to agree 100%. Okay? But I'd like to hear some other MAGA people's thoughts on this. Our number's toll-free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Neuropathy? Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching? Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Hi, this is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. If you call or text me on my cell phone, I will analyze your home and your FPL bill over the phone, and I can quote you on insulation, ducts, and radiant barrier. Call me now, and I'll show you how to save up to 30 to 40% on your electric bill this month and on over 2,000 square feet of radium barrier, an additional $1,000 off on 4,000 square feet of radium barrier. Call or text me now, 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Or you can find me on the web at cutmykilowatts.com.
Brian Craig here with a huge announcement from the Thomas Edison of sleep, the inventor of the My Pillow, Mike Lindell. And My Pillow are now offering a BOGO extravaganza on multiple My Pillow items. Right now at mypillow.com with our promo code Kane, K-A-N-E at checkout, buy one, get free pricing on My Pillow bed sheets, Giza Elegance My Pillows, the 6-piece My Pillow towel set, and the My Pillow Roll and Go Anywhere My Pillows, and so much more. Just go to mypillow.com. Click on the radio listener specials. Use the promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at checkout, or call toll-free 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for it.
Oh, man. I'm just thinking, if all the dating I did when I was young, under 25 and younger, on the radio, if there was video of, oh my goodness, I don't even want to know. I've blacked out all that stuff because I'm a married man now. All right, welcome back, everyone. I think I'm going to say, as of now, I'm going to stand by Madison Cawthorn. Maybe he's gay. That's fine. We're open. We can have gay Republicans. We can have gay MAGA. All right. The walk away movement's found by a gay man. So I'm sorry. I now if we get to the point where there's people that are being violated and assaulted, then we'll revisit that. But this is consensual, drunken, stupid, immature party games, and I don't want to hand over a congressional seat to some Republican establishment person, maybe even a Democrat in the general election. I don't know, because of some drunken college era age stupid drunk party. That's just not where I'm at. Okay, I'm just going to tell you right now, and I'm not going to, no. All right, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Did you guys catch the Dr. Oz debate last night, the Senate debate in Pennsylvania? It's pretty good. Newsmax hosted the debate, and it was hosted by, Greta Van Susteren. And I thought she did all right. I just talking about Greta Van Susteren, did you guys catch the Newsmax debate? If you didn't, go back and watch it. I think the way that Greta Van Susteren handled that Senate debate in Pennsylvania last night is how debates should be handled. I think she did a very good job. I'd love her to moderate a presidential debate. I was pretty impressed with what she did. It was very interesting. With that being said, though, Dr. Oz, I think, lost the debate. It was just, I know I saw people tweeting online that I respect. Greg Kelly, I think, was one of them, and some others that were praising that he won the debate last night. Everyone that he's running against came out swinging on the abortion issue. And his answer just was not sufficient. They all went right after him. He's the front runner, so they're going to go after him. And because of the Roe v. Wade being overturned, which is just an exciting thing, he was targeted by something that he's talked about on his TV show, that he's pro-choice. He claims he's not. But there was a moment in that debate last night which was just devastating to him. Let me find the clip. I was going to play this. Okay. So this is the opening of the Newsmax Pennsylvania Senate race debate. Every one of them went after Dr. Oz in his abortion position. And then there's a woman who's running for the Senate race. I don't remember her name, but she's a black woman. She's running for Senate in Pennsylvania. She's very good. I thought she was fine throughout the debate. But she brought something up involving abortion to Dr. Oz, and I'm going to play her comment, and then you'll hear Dr. Oz's response. Now, she was last. All of the people running in this Republican Senate primary, they all went after Dr. Oz. She went last. So it went from her to Dr. Oz. Listen to this.
Changed your opinion over the years? If so, what has changed?
That's Greta.
You have 1 minute. Ms. Barnett, you're first.
Thank you. Whether this was a leak or whether it was a tactical operation, we will soon figure out. But one thing is clear. I am so very grateful that our nation is now having a very important conversation, and that is one of the most important conversations, that is about life. I am the byproduct of a rape. My mother was 11 years old when I was conceived. My father was 21. I was not just a lump of cells. As you can see, I'm still not just a lump of cells. My life has value. And that is one of the reasons why it was so very disturbing when I saw Mehmet Oz running for this particular race, when I've seen him on numerous occasions, and specifically at the Breakfast Club, saying that my life was nothing more than a acorn with electrical currents. I am wondering if the good doctor has now since changed his position on that. My life is valuable, and so are the many lives that find themselves in the womb of their mother, whether in the womb or towards the end of that life.
Well, now that's amazing. I mean, she went right after Dr. Oz, and she is a product of a rape. That's something, right? Wow. Of all weeks for this to come up, she's very, very good. So then Greta Van Susteren throws it to Dr. Oz, and his response is very weak, very weak.
Has now since changed his position on that. My life is valuable, and so are the many lives that find themselves in the womb of their mother, whether in the womb or towards the end of that life.
Dr. Oz, you have 30 seconds to respond. That was directed at you, sir.
You know, one of the toughest endorsements you can ever get is from your mother-in-law. And my mother-in-law is an ordained minister. She wrote a lot of the pro-life literature in Montgomery County where we live, and she certainly understands that I'm pro-life. As a heart surgeon, I've operated on small children, a few days old, and witnessed the majesty of their hearts pounding blood, even though it's ill, because I'm operating on them, through those bodies. I would never think of harming that child, or even 9 months earlier, because life starts at conception.
Okay, well, so his response to her was, my mother-in-law likes me and is endorsing me? What the heck? You know? Very strange. You know, Dr. Oz, his answers throughout this entire issue just have not been sufficient. If he came out and said, I was working for Oprah Winfrey, which is true, right? Harpo Production. He was her doctor. He was her cardiologist. And that's how we ended up with the TV show in Chicago. Okay, if he said I was working for Oprah Winfrey, the show was a nonpartisan show, you know, so far as me and what my beliefs, and Harpo Productions, Oprah Winfrey made me do those shows. It doesn't mean that we would forget it or forgive it or move on from it, but at least there'd be some honesty there. And he has really dodged the issue, and that was in the beginning of the debate. And I really felt that Dr. Oz lost the debate, was completely creamed in the debate, and I'm very curious to see how conservative media handle that. You know, and I watched the rest of the debate, and he had good answers for other things. The rest of the debate was really uneventful, you know, because they're all Republicans and they're conservatives, and you know but the beginning when that came up, that was the exciting part. It was in the first 5 minutes, I think, of the Newsmax Pennsylvania Senate race debate. I believe he lost the debate with that. I think that woman right there, who's running against him, who was conceived from a rape, she's an amazing person. I don't know what her electability is at the state level in Pennsylvania, but man, I'd be very comfortable based on that with her getting the endorsement of Trump, not Dr. Oz, wouldn't you? That was pretty powerful. And I don't see how people are saying this morning that Dr. Oz won the debate. I've been seeing a lot of comment from people today saying that Dr. Oz won the debate. He was destroyed in the beginning of that debate, and I just shared it with you. All right, 1 hour is down, 2 hours to go. My name is Brian Craig. This is The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll be right back.
AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Steve Kane radio listeners love Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca.
I went over to Champagne
Good morning, everyone.
That this man fixed the cards for him like a charm. Anybody that needs
Oh yeah, Dr. Oz was destroyed. Make sure you like the video, guys.
The best thing that's happened to this family as far as car maintenance goes. It's fixed. Bottom line.
Well, you know, the thing with Madison Cawthorn, I agree. You know, it'd be better if there was like somebody else, but he's what we got right now.
Automotive repair in Boca. Give them a call. 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101.
You're listening to WWN.
How to get you going with
No, it's not. It was just a YouTube problem. Just they were having technical problems. Nothing could be done about it. You know, anyone in the chat room, let me just say this, because I just saw somebody, I don't know what the context is. I said someone said there's no free speech in this chat room. If you've got a beef, pick up the phone and call me on the air about it. Don't whine in the chat room like some anonymous coward in the middle of the night hidden. Call me on the air and call me out. I don't know what the context was of that comment, but anyone can call me at any time and gripe.
And know that you and your family are safe. Any lab test now of Coral Springs is located at 955 North University Drive.
Yeah, this is a new shirt that I just got in the mail yesterday.
Near the Coral Square Mall. You can call them at 954-906-5983. 954-906-5983. Any lab test now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza, where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsboro. Call them at 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. Brian Craig here with a huge announcement from the Thomas Edison of sleep, the inventor of the My Pillow. Mike Lindell and My Pillow are now offering a BOGO extravaganza on multiple My Pillow items. Right now at MyPillow.com with our promo code Kane, K-A-N-E at checkout. Buy one, get free pricing on My Pillow bed sheets. Giza Elegance.
Now, I just put a link there to my Patreon page. If you want to support my content, you can become a Patreon supporter, and there's a lot of perks there. Kathy and I did a podcast yesterday that I uploaded to my Patreon page for Patreon supporters only, and I actually made a video that I'm going to upload on Patreon later this morning when I get off the air. That's a vlog I made for Patreon supporters only. So if you want to become a Patreon supporter and get exclusive content and support my content, click that link that I pinned up there. So who was the I just saw someone say there's no free speech here. Who said that? I didn't catch the name. Who's the coward that's complaining about no free speech that can't call me up and confront me with it?
South Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll free, dial 1-888-COCAINE 1. That's 1-888-COCAINE 1. And now.
All right, hour number 2 is begun. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Before I get back to the issues, although this is an issue, this is a MAGA issue. It won't sound like it at first, but I set my alarm clock for 2 a.m. this morning, and I got up early because there's a new Star Trek show that has debuted on the Paramount Plus app, Star Trek Strange New Worlds. And I have been waiting for this show for at least 2 years, maybe 3. And I got up at 2 a.m. so I could get all my show prep and get everything done. And I'm such a huge Trekker that I couldn't wait till I got off the air to watch it. I'm going to watch it again today, a second time. But I'm so excited about it, I got up at 2 a.m. to watch it before I came in this morning. The suspense was killing me. And spoilers ahead, it was very good until they threw their anti-Trump, anti-MAGA moment in towards the end. I just disgusted at this new Star Trek show. And those of you who have been a long-time listener of mine, I've been a Star Trek fan my entire life. I used to be very active going to Star Trek conventions. I've even been on Star Trek cruises. First cruise I went on was a Star Trek cruise back in 1989. In fact, on our last Steve Kane cruise, there was a woman in our group on the cruise. She coincidentally was on that same cruise ship. And let me tell you what happened in the Star Trek show. Hollywood just can't help themselves. They just can't help themselves. And there was a direct attack against Trump and MAGA in this new Star Trek series. It's called Strange New Worlds. It's on the Paramount Plus app. They go to a planet that is not as advanced as they are. It's their 21st century, and there's about to happen a global war that will wipe out the entire planet's population. So the Captain Pike, the captain, shares with them Earth's history of what happened, and how 30% of the Earth's population was killed in a global war. And he went through this historic timeline. He said the Second Civil War began, and then he points to this video screen, and they had an image of the Capitol breach on January 6th. And he said the Second Civil War, which was started by Trump, is, because there were guys with MAGA signs in this Star Trek episode, led to the Third World War and a nuclear conflict that killed 30% of the Earth's population. I could not freaking believe it. I was so pissed at this thing I saw this morning. I just couldn't believe it. These Hollywood people just can't help themselves with their propaganda. Really, I just, I've been waiting for this show for 2, maybe 3 years. I wake up at 2 in the morning this morning. I'm so excited to watch it. And then they got this huge anti-MAGA thing. I couldn't believe it. They're in every aspect of our lives. What's happened with Disney, what they're doing to my Star Trek now. I was pissed. It was all I could do to contain myself watching that they threw that in there. They really hate Trump. They all hate Trump. Trump's only got us. Good morning, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brenda Sherman from Gainesville.
Okay, Gainesville. Wow. Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, I wanted to make a comment on the Madison Cawthorn.
The sex tape.
Yes, I didn't see it, but however, my comment has to do with just Republicans or people who support MAGA supporting him. And what has happened to him, I believe, happened because of Kevin McCarthy calling him out.
Correct.
And there's everything they can to destroy him. If this was happening to a Democrat, the Democrats would rally behind him. So I think if at all possible, every Republican should rally behind him just to show the fact that we're not going to be divided by this type of innuendo. If he actually had really done something that was wrong, he would be arrested for it.
Okay, well now I know, because after I was done watching woke Star Trek this morning, hating on President Trump, Twitter is blowing up over this. Madison Cawthorn's trending this morning, and I read what people were saying, and they say, oh, he's on his holy high horse again when he was invited to this sex cocaine party. Well, cocaine is illegal, okay? Cocaine, he was invited to a party with hookers, which is a crime, and an illegal substance, a drug, cocaine. That is different than having a out-of-control drunken party with your friends doing things like this. I mean, I know that's not how we want to see conservatives behave, but he didn't assault anyone. He didn't do anything against anyone's will. They seem to be willing participants. I mean, I just don't think it rises to the level that he should be forced out of the race at this point. But they got to have something bigger because we've got 12 days until the election. This cannot be their biggest one this far out.
Yeah, it's gonna. That's true. That is a possibility that they have something else up their sleeves. But also, we've got so many people in the Democratic Party that have done things that are I mean, so distasteful, borderline illegal, and yet they continue. I can't remember the name of the one guy that was sleeping with the Chinese spy.
Eric Swalwell.
And you've got all, the woman.
And he was married at the time, And this thing with Madison Cawthorn, based on the last two, this is something they're trying to do. Okay, the establishment, and I do believe Kevin McCarthy is behind this. I agree with you. The last two videos, it looks like he's closeted gay, right? The video they had of Madison Cawthorn last week, he had a guy in his pickup who put his hand between Madison's legs, okay, and grabbed his crotch. This one, he's doing a thrust of his private parts towards the guy in the hotel room's head, okay? So there's like a simulated sex thing going on here. What they think is that MAGA people, Republicans, hate gays and are homophobic. They believe their own rhetoric, that we hate gay people, they think. And they think that MAGA is homophobic, and we see that he's closeted gay, that conservatives will drop him because he's gay. That's what they're trying to do here, and I'm here to tell you that we're not homophobic.
I think that, he is young, but he has really tried to support MAGA. He hasn't done anything to show that he's against any of our rights, and he's tried to stand up for us. And I think that they really want to crush this young man any way that they can. And that in itself, I think, is wrong. If you have a disagreement with somebody's beliefs or how they're voting, fine, stand up and say something against that. But they're just trying to destroy him, and I just feel that it's wrong. And I think that as a body of people, it would be great if we.
I mean, how many men, okay, can say that when they were in their early 20s, if they're famous, right? Because he's been famous for a while, famous and good looking, that they're not, having fun. And does that rise to the level of being forced out of a Republican race? If I gotta tell you, if he were picking up male prostitutes, okay, like if he was in a hotel room if he was doing this with a male prostitute, that would be different. But it didn't look like the guy seemed to mind.
Sending adults, I mean, it might be distasteful to many people. I'm not exactly 100% for it, but if you're two consenting adults, what you do is your own business.
If it's legal.
And it did, so far, I just think they keep hammering at him, and they're going to keep hammering at.
Well, because they tried to compromise. The reason they invited him to that sex drug party was to get blackmail material on him so he would play ball with them. It didn't work, so they've got to destroy him. Just like Trump. They went to Trump with the fake dossier. Comey took it to him at Trump Tower. Trump didn't play ball. He said, get the hell out of here, and they won't leave the man alone. Madison Cawthorn is going through something similar to what President Trump went through.
It just shows you that Trump was right when he said they're not really after me, they're after all of you.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not going to stop with any Republican person that is trying to stand up. They're not going to stop. They're going to keep trying to hit at that person and hit at that person and hit at that person.
And I'll tell you, it's amazing how active he is being confined to a wheelchair. I must say, yeah.
I didn't see the tape. I really don't.
I don't think you want to see the tape. I had to watch it so I can talk about it. But I would recommend people don't watch it. You don't need to see that.
Excuse me. But I would like to see again. As a party, this isn't going to be the last person. They tried it with Matt Gaetz. They're trying it with Marjorie Taylor Greene. They're going to keep trying it with anybody that is not part of the swamp.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to keep trying. And I do believe Trump has a plan for getting people in so that we can turn this around. And I think that we need to stick by him, stick by what he's doing, and continue to get as many solid
Well, do you think Madison Cawthorn's going to survive this?
Well, that's a twofold question. One, mentally, I hope he can handle it because it's.
No, I mean, is he gonna be forced out of Congress because of that?
I think it's iffy right now. I don't know how much more they have, and I don't. I guess a lot of it depends on how he handles it. I think it's iffy right now. I don't know because he doesn't have a long record of being in his position. I don't know how his constituents stand with him, and I don't know who would be his opposition. And those are all things that you have to think about.
Yeah. All right. Hey, listen, take care. Thanks for the call. Great calls today, by the way. This whole week, we've been just really have elevated the caller level. Great insight. Thank you, everyone, with your opinions. All right, let's take our first break of the second hour. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. This is Florida's longest-running radio show, the Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Back after this.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching? Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. Any lab tests now of Boca offer more than just lab work. They also have B12 injections available. B12 injections promote weight loss, increase energy, reduce stress, promote healthy skin, improve sleep, increase metabolism, fight heart disease, improve memory, and improve mood. B12 injections at any lab test now of Boca Raton, like their lab test, are priced low. 5 injections for just $69. Other places in town charge $349 for 3 injections, so that is a huge savings. Any lab test now of Boca Raton is located at 23016 Sandalfoot Plaza on the east side of 441, just a few doors down from Western Beef. If you have any questions, call 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. Any lab tests now of Boca Raton. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on The Steve Kane Show.
Listen to The Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWN.
All right, and of course, the Thomas Edison of sleep, Mike Lindell, has an incredible special going on right now. When you go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener specials, and use our promo code at checkout, Kane, K-A-N-E. The BOGO extravaganza is going on right now. The MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets, buy one set, get a second set free. The MyPillow 6-piece towel set, which I have 2 sets of these, and I dried off my body with my MyPillow towels this morning. Buy one set, get a second set free. The Giza Elegance pillow, buy one, get one free. Many other BOGOs and special deals on the radio listener specials at MyPillow.com with our promo code Kane at checkout. And with every purchase, you get a free copy of Mike Lindell's autobiography, What Are the Odds? From Crack Addict to CEO. No matter how small the purchase is, you get that free book with every purchase. But take advantage of this BOGO extravaganza. It's your time to load up. Great time to do some gift shopping for later in the year because these BOGO deals will not last forever. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, K-A-N-E. All right, you're certainly welcome to call in about Madison Cawthorn as the program goes on. I'm going to bring up some other things, though. Don Lemon was talking about Roe last night, and he asked really a stupid question. Here's Don Lemon on CNN last night.
So the concern is that it's going to lead to other things, that it's a slippery slope. Max, why then for conservatives is the Second Amendment sacrosanct, but this one is not? The Roe v. Wade is not.
Well, that's a good question, Donna. I think you're moving into a situation where the current very conservative majority on the court is going to tell states that they can essentially outlaw abortion, but they cannot do anything about people packing guns in the streets. I mean, it's a bizarre situation. It really doesn't make a lot of logical sense.
Okay, yeah. Well, it makes all kinds of sense. Oh, that's the next soundbite. Hold on, that's it. So Don Lemon, why is the Second Amendment not up to, sacrosanct, but Roe v. Wade isn't? Because the Second Amendment is the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution. Abortion is not one of our constitutional amendments. It's in the Second Amendment is in the Bill of Rights. Does Don Lemon actually believe that abortion rights are in the Constitution of the United States? It's not. That's the difference, okay? My goodness. I was watching some of the coverage in front of the Supreme Court yesterday, and I noticed something yesterday afternoon and early evening out in front of the Supreme Court. You know what I noticed? How few protesters there are. And I've been seeing the same group of protesters for 2 days. It's a small group, and you know what they do? You notice you're not seeing wide shots. They've got the few Handmaid's Tale wannabe women they got there. They got about 24 people, and I've been seeing a lot of these faces, like I say, for 2 days. They've got a couple dozen people, maybe even less, but give them the benefit of the doubt. They got a couple dozen people. They have them all bunched in together, and they have the camera shot so it only captures that. If they did a wide shot, it's empty. Very few people. It's not an issue anymore. The Democrats miscalculated this one, didn't they? Now, some people are going nuts. Did you see this woman on the Young Turks yesterday? Oh, my goodness. I'm going to play this audio. Trigger alert. Liberals, they do the trigger warnings. I'm going to do a trigger warning on your ears. She does yell. Okay? So there's a trigger warning for your ears. Okay? Her voice is also like nails on a chalkboard, but she's obsessing over this. But how few people in front of that Supreme Court is amazing. If this was 1992 or even 2002, there would be hundreds and hundreds of women in front of that Supreme Court. And you know what I haven't seen other than Elizabeth Warren? Who are the big shot, famous heavy hitters? The Gloria Allred types. Usually when something like this happens, this Supreme Court ruling, you have hundreds of protesters out there. And by the way, that couple dozen, watch them today, watch them tomorrow, and then go back and watch yesterday and the day before's footage. You'll see, same people. It's just, the liberals are so out of touch, they no longer feel the pulse of very many of the American people. But there are some hysterical women out there. This is the lady from the Young Turks, just having a complete panic over the overturning of Roe v. Wade by the Supreme Court.
We don't even have paid family leave. We don't even have affordable child care in this freaking country. Okay, and the people who fight against those kinds of laws are Republicans.
And yet...
What do you want them to do with their kids when they have to go to work? What do you want them to do? What do you want them to do? I want them to answer that freaking question. Answer the question. Journalists, ask them the question. Ask them. Ask them.
Isn't it amazing?
Ask them the goddamn question. God, missing all of that hard work on the ground, they can't even get a voting rights bill passed. They're losers.
Trisha Briggs writes in, thank you, Anna, for communicating this momentous injustice and the rage we're all feeling today.
Oh my goodness, she is unhinged. Why is she so unhinged? Well, you can speculate on that. And my apologies, she takes the Lord's name in vain. I almost bleeped that out this morning, but I didn't. Maybe I should have, but I do apologize for that. That woman is insane. That's insane. Now, but she asked a question. They can't afford child care, so what, they should have an abortion because they can't afford child care? How about this? How about you don't get pregnant in the first place? How about that? How about this? How about the grandparents help? How about the father help? Sometimes, couple, one works days, one works nights. Grandparents come over. It's called family. Family values. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE1. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning, Brian.
Oh, hey, Richie.
You know, I'm watching TV. You're right about not that many protests yet, but they're inciting. You know, they talked about President Trump at January 6th inciting a riot. And I see Kamala Harris, or Kamala, whatever you want to call her, angry as hell, screaming. Basically, they're putting, and the President of the United States puts a bullseye on MAGA people. These people they don't know what they're doing. And Schumer, when they say they're not just attacking the Supreme Court, they're attacking you and me and anyone that thinks like us. This is, and they're irresponsible and they're just going at it like crazy. These people are going to cause somebody to get hurt. I mean, and they got the megaphone. It's really
not real. I mean, no, their numbers are small. I have never no. Come on, this is the height of it right now. This is the height of it.
Yeah, but they're inciting. You don't think there's enough nuts out there to try to do something?
I don't think you should talk about stuff like that. All right, you know better. You know better. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jay from Louisiana.
Hey, Louisiana. What's up?
Yeah, man. I'm an older man. I've played sports. I've been in the military. I don't see anything that Cawthorn done that makes him gay. I see a young man with a lot of testosterone around other young men, just let him go.
Well, I don't know. I mean, when I wasn't doing that kind of stuff with my buddies, but that's me. I think he's either gay or bisexual. I don't know. But that's, I mean, is that it?
Never sat there and been around your buddies and...
I know, and thrusted my private parts in their face? No, not done that. No. Have you seen the video? Have you seen the video? When I was that age, did I drive around with my guy friends and they put their hand between my legs? No. No.
I don't need to see that, man, but I've done worse. I promise you, I've done worse.
You've done gay. You've had like gay things, but you're not gay. What do you mean? You've done worse?
No, I've never done gay things. I said I've done just goofing off with my friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, the things that he did in this latest video are homosexual acts. That's a homosexual act. That's okay. I'm not, it's okay to be gay, but it's a homosexual act.
I'm gonna have to watch it, but it has to be pretty bad.
It's not something you've probably seen a member of Congress do before.
Well, I agree with that, but I just...
You okay?
Oh yeah, I'm just listening to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, like I said, I've been drunk in a fraternity, and
okay. So you relate. You're not gay. You're okay. Okay. So you're saying you've been okay.
Never slept with another man or anything.
Well, he wasn't sleeping.
You never had a phone party at a fraternity house or a...
Well, I was never in a fraternity.
Go. I'll promise you.
I thought the fraternity had women over, had girls over. The sorority girls would come over.
They do. I mean...
Okay, all right. I think you're reliving some memories, and I didn't really want to go down that path because that's kind of creepy. All right, listen, we'll take our break. 34 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Back after this.
You're listening to WWNN Pompano Beach, 1470 AM, 95.3 in Boca, 96.9 in Lauderhill, the talk of South Florida.
Angry Pasta, $5 super chat. Thank you. Everyone thank Angry Pasta for that super chat. Madison's sex life shouldn't matter.
Hi, this is Tim, one of your loyal listeners, and I just want to thank you for turning me on to Dr. Gupta. I went over to
him yesterday, and I had a great experience, and makes you feel very comfortable over there, and has a beautiful place, and I thank you guys very much. Have a great one.
Dr. Gupta, the official dentist of The Steve Kane Show. Make Dr. Gupta the official dentist of your family. Give him a call, 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633. Online, BrightonDentalCare.com. This is Brian Craig. I've been telling you about the great deals and incredible customer service at Friendly Tire on both new tires and used tires. One of our listeners, Antonio, went to Friendly Tire and called to share with us his experience of buying used tires at Friendly.
Now, those of you that are Patreon supporters, Kathy and I uploaded a Patreon supporter-only podcast yesterday, if you haven't had a chance to hear that, and I made a vlog this morning here at the radio station that I'm going to upload to the Patreon page when I get off the air today. And that's for Patreon supporters only.
Money on tires at Friendly Tire.
Oh, no doubt, man. Thanks so much, man.
Do what Antonio did. Stop into Friendly Tire and find incredible deals on both new and used tires. Give Friendly Mike a call right now. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. And Mike will give you a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445 for Friendly Tire in Margate.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
Bruce, thanks for the super chat. Thank Bruce. Welcome back. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. If you're on hold, stand by. Let me recap. We've got so much stuff to get into today, and I've only scratched the surface. Steve will be joining us after the top of the hour break. Okay, Madison Cawthorn, there's a sex tape out, or maybe it's fair to say a pre-sex tape or a simulated sex tape out of Madison Cawthorn. Madison Cawthorn, just to give some background on this, I'm sure most of you know about this because we've been covering it here on the Steve Kane Show. A month or so ago, Madison Cawthorn gave an interview, and he said that a prominent member of Congress that he respected invited him to a sex and drug party. And ever since that happened, they have been after Madison Cawthorn like nobody's business. And there's been scandal after scandal coming out. Last week they had a video of Madison Cawthorn. He was in his pickup truck. He had a friend of his, a guy in the pickup truck, and the guy put his hand on Madison Cawthorn's private parts. This morning, there is a video out. It's all over Twitter. Madison Cawthorn thrusting his private parts towards the head of another man about his age. I'm guessing it's blurred out so you can't see all of it. In a hotel room bed while a friend is filming on a video camera on his phone laughing. And I know it's shocking and disturbing. But I'm here to tell you, Madison Cawthorn did not engage in anything that was not consensual in either of these two videos that came out. It looks to me like he's gay, contrary to the last caller. And closeted gay at that. Maybe this is why his marriage fell apart. But members of Congress, they have sex. You know, I mean, this is strange and everything. But does this rise to the level where he should be run out 12 days before the Republican primary? I don't think so. This is an attack on MAGA. It's an attack on Trump. It's an attack on us. They're going after all of MAGA. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is JP from Oklahoma.
JP in Oklahoma. Go ahead. Everyone thank Bruce for that $10 super chat. Angry Pasta, $20 super chat. Thank you. Red Wave is coming, no doubt. Everyone thank Angry Pasta for that super chat. Thank you, guys.
Trump at the RNC had the rainbow flag up there, and one of the things he said is that he was very proud of the RNC for and conservatives for embracing the gay lifestyle. I mean, not necessarily the private part of it, but accepting them as being that way, and which was something that was in the past, has never been done. And I know this young man. He may be bi, he may be gay. I don't know, but he's back.
When you're young, when you're young, famous, and like this, and single, you're gonna party. I mean, I did. I don't want to give stories because I don't want to sound like I'm bragging. Like that one guy was reliving his fantasies. He was living his past. That last caller, the guy from the fraternity that called me earlier from Louisiana, he was like getting a little creepy because he was like getting excited. But he didn't do Madison Cawthorn. Now I didn't do anything like that with a guy, But if you had it, here's the difference, okay? When I was in my early 20s, I worked in radio my whole life. Started doing this when I was like 18, right? 18 or 19. And it, you got celebrity circles. I've been to parties and things, but we didn't have smartphones. And I want you guys to think. Now the women, women are different in most instances, but yeah, there you go. Thank God. But guys out there, think about when you were. It's easy for everyone to be on their high holy horse, When you were in your early 20s, could you imagine if there were high definition video cameras everywhere you went in your most private moments? Okay, would you want that out there on social media? I would not. Oh my goodness.
Totally embarrassing.
Oh yeah.
Love your show, brother.
Thank you. Yeah. I was talking to Steve yesterday. Steve gave me some cassettes of his from the 70s on the radio. And I said, if anyone has any old tapes of me from long ago, destroy them. A lot of that is because I was on the radio when I was 21, 20, 24, talking about things that I wouldn't even occur to me to talk about and say, because you're young and you're immature and you're partying. You understand what I'm saying? No, I don't fall for it. And as I told a caller earlier, because these last two videos have been instances of homosexual acts, they think that we're a bunch of Bible-thumping homophobes, and the gay aspect of these last two videos of Madison Cawthorn, they think will get MAGA to drop them. I'm not dropping them. Sorry. We'll see. This is not going to be the worst. The primary is 12 days from now. So maybe next week we're going to get the worst. Okay, not yet. We have not gotten to the worst yet. This is the beginning of it. So who knows what's going to come out next, and I'm not going to stand with him regardless of what comes out, because something could come. He's done nothing illegal, and everything has been consensual thus far. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yeah, speak up. Speak up. No. You're on the air. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Carol from Boca Raton. To know that I know Matthew Cawthorn personally. He doesn't have any legs. He's was in several wars. And he's a very honorable kid. And honestly, I met him at Turning Point USA. And look what they did to Matt Gaetz.
That's right.
Example.
Well, now there's a different. Okay, slow down for a second. Slow down. Save your important thing. But let's talk. Okay. Matt Gaetz. They had this guy that was facing a long prison sentence, claiming that Matt Gaetz was involved in a thing with an underage prostitute. What's different between that allegation and this that's come out with Madison Cawthorn today is we have a video. Okay, so there's a video of him thrusting his pelvis to another man's head in a hotel room bed. We didn't have video of Madison Cawthorn. Okay, I mean of Matt Gaetz. We have video. Yeah, we didn't have video of Matt Gaetz. We have video of Madison Cawthorn. But with that being said, though, it's consensual. No one is being violated. No one is being assaulted. It's young, drunken stupidity.
Yeah, and I have one more thing to say, okay? Last Friday, I was listening to a guy who was a retired FBI agent, and first of all, he said, do not upgrade your phone to a 13, 5G. He said it definitely will affect your brain.
Mm.
And I thought, what the heck is FRT? It's called facial recognition technology, as well as the government.
It doesn't matter if you got the 13, the 14, or the 8. There's a story came out yesterday from Jack Posobiec. They were using they're using cell phones to monitor people's activity during COVID. Okay, the government. So yeah.
This guy.
Yeah. Well. It doesn't matter. Listen. The moment you get a smartphone, whether it's an iPhone or an Android, everything you do and everywhere you go, and who you associate with is known and monitored. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I have the iPhone 12. I'm waiting for I got to upgrade when I get to trying to wait till the 14 because the 13 is the same thing as the 12, except they call it the 13. But if I had an iPhone, no radio. I used to hear that about. You're probably old. You're old enough to remember. Do you remember what they used to call microwaves?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Do you remember what they used to call microwaves?
Oh yes.
What did they call them?
The kitchen.
What did they used to call them though? Like in the 70s and stuff.
Oh God. Not microwaves, but something else.
Radar range. The radar range. Remember that? The radar range? The radar range. And my grandmother, the radar range. And my grandmother, she had a big microwave in the 70s, in the early 80s, a big one over the stove, big enough for turkeys. And she used it, but she didn't cook with it. She used the microwave as a bread box. That's where she kept the bread. And the reason, why do you think my grandmother and other grandmothers didn't? Yes, the radiation from the microwave. People were afraid to use microwaves because of the radiation.
We have some tape for that.
Yep.
Perfectly. It's some kind of an electronic.
It's a myth. It doesn't radiate you. The microwave is not radiating you. And you're just learning this? I thought that was debunked back in 81 or something.
Long time ago, I need a refresher.
Okay. So the same thing with the cell phones, okay? The cell phones are not radiating us, and every cell phone is monitoring you everywhere you go. No matter what version you have, no matter what iOS system is in it, no matter how old the iPhone is, even if you have the Don't Track Me stuff clicked on it, everything you do, everywhere you go, is monitored and tracked.
Right. Oh, I know. It's really terrible.
All right. Hey, listen, take care. Thanks for the call. All right. Let's take a break. If you're on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Back after this.
Hi, this is Scott from Cut by Kilowatts. If you call or text me on my cell phone, I will analyze your home and your FBL bill over the phone.
Yeah, my mother still says nuking. Like when she puts something in a microwave, my mother says, "Oh, I'm going to nuke it." Yeah, still says that. That's an old thing, but it's around. No, I don't mind liberals, but I'm not gonna. I don't like trolls. You know, I don't mind liberals. You know, liberals, if they listen to this show enough, they'll become MAGA. I mean, look at the caller, Louisiana, yesterday. Louisiana is on the verge of becoming a Republican. No, people don't get blocked in this room for being liberal. They get blocked for being trolls and a couple of other things, but not for being liberal. All right, we're back. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Kevin, and I'm calling from Ohio.
Yes?
Here.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. You know, a lot of these trolls, it worked when they rehearse what they're going to say in front of the mirror before they call. Things go much better for them than when they actually do it. When they actually pick up the phone and try to have a conversation and try to get it out, they don't get it. All right, our number toll free 1-888-GO-CANE-1 888-465-2631. You know, most everyone who has called in fact, I think every caller we've had this morning is standing with Madison Cawthorn. Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. I'm actually a little surprised. I was not expecting that. Steve Kane's going to join us after the top of the hour, and we got a lot to cover with him too. And I do want to play for Steve that moment in the Dr. Oz debate last night, which I thought was amazing. Oh, yes. Yes. Don't let me forget, Biden was talking about MAGA yesterday.
Well, that got struck down. Griswold was thought to be a bad decision by Bork, and my guess is the guy's on the Supreme Court now. What happens if you have a state change the law saying that children who are LGBTQ can't be in classrooms with other children? Is that legit under the way that the decision's written? What are the next things that are going to be attacked? Because this MAGA crowd is really the most extreme political organization that's existed in American history.
Okay, MAGA, let's get back to that MAGA. That's Trump, that's you, that's me.
Is really the most extreme political organization that's existed.
Most extreme organization that's ever existed? Really? More so than the Democrat Klan? You know, the Democrat Party fired on Fort Sumter and started the Civil War. Over 500,000 Americans died in the Democrat insurrection of the Civil War. The original Democrat community activist organization was the Ku Klux Klan. Democrats formed the Klan after they lost the Democrat insurrection of the Civil War. And the Democrat Ku Klux Klan, the original Democrat community activist organization, spent 100 years terrorizing African Americans in this country. There's other examples. Antifa. What's that group that Bill Ayers was with that blew up government buildings during the Vietnam War? MAGA's worse than that? Let me tell you where this came from. Okay? This came from his briefings. Okay? That came from his security briefings. I told you guys this after the Capitol breach, which was wrong and it was terrible, and I was pissed. I mean, and I'm still pissed that happened. And I know why it happened. We all know, okay? We know. That Capitol breach is what they're using, and he slipped. He said the quiet part out loud. He got his briefing. What they're trying to do is declare MAGA a hate group and a domestic terrorist group and outlaw it. That's it. That's what they're doing. That's the problem. That's the problem we're going to have to deal with forever. They're going to do this for years to come, and they're always going to point towards the Capitol breach, regardless of the real reasons the Capitol breach happened and who was really behind it, okay? But that's always going to be the move that they make. And it's just something that we've got to get used to. because it's not going away anytime soon. You're on the air. Are you okay? You're coughing. Yeah. Are you clear? Are you clearing your throat before you make your dramatic appearance on the radio? Yeah, I know. Yes. Yes, because there's trolls. Oh man, I tell you. You give liberals one privilege. What do? They abuse it. Our number toll free 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. It's a toll free call from anywhere. But that comment from Biden, you know, he's done this before with things. He'll get briefed on something that or they'll have a conversation around him in the Oval Office, and he'll come out and say something to the cameras that they really don't want him to say. And that is one of them, because it exposes what their plans are. Now, I want to tell everyone about Dr. Mitch Matez at the biostation and hormone replacement pellet therapy. Hormone replacement pellet therapy is amazing. I've been a patient of Dr. Matez for 6 years now, and Dr. Matez actually originated hormone replacement pellet therapy in South Florida. He was the first physician in South Florida to treat patients with hormone replacement pellet therapy. As you grow older, your body produces fewer hormones, of which Madison Cawthorn obviously seems to be at peak hormone level with these videos that are coming out. Oh boy. But what hormone replacement pellet therapy does is restore your hormones, completely natural, it's 100% all natural, to the levels they were when you were in your mid-20s. You'll get your sex drive back. If you're suffering from erectile dysfunction, helps with that too. You'll have more energy. If you're suffering from some cognitive issues, that'll disappear too. It's absolutely amazing. In women, hormone replacement pellet therapy not only stops menopause in its tracks, but completely reverses it. All the signs and symptoms of menopause are stopped and reversed. It's absolutely amazing. And it's done all naturally. You know, and I've seen so many listeners, men and women, that have, before and after hormone replacement pellet therapy. Before hormone replacement pellet therapy, they're like Biden. They're checked out. They have no energy. They're scooting their feet, asleep when they're talking. And they begin hormone replacement pellet therapy. They're standing strong. It takes 15, 20 years off their appearance. They're filled with energy and all the other benefits that I told you about. Now, Dr. Matez, for Steve Kane listeners, offers no charge consultations, but only to Steve Kane listeners. I'm going to give you the number to the biostation. When you call, tell them you heard about him on the Steve Kane Show so you get that free consultation. Everyone else has to pay for it. Here's the number, 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893. That's Dr. Mitch Matez at the biostation. All right, 2 hours down, 1 to go. Steve will be joining us after the top. Our number 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network.
Steve Kane Show.
WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Okay. Well, go talk to the go talk the truth to your buddies. Okay, that's the troll.
Wide 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214. Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching. Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. Brian Craig here with a huge announcement from the Thomas Edison of sleep, the inventor of the MyPillow, Mike Lindell. And MyPillow are now offering a BOGO extravaganza on multiple MyPillow items. Right now at MyPillow.com with our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E at checkout. Buy one, get free pricing on MyPillow bed sheets, Giza Elegance MyPillows, the 6-piece MyPillow towel set, and the MyPillow Roll and Go Anywhere MyPillows, and so much more. Just go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener specials. Use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout, or call toll-free 800
Steve Kane Show.
4879 800-716-4879. The BOGO extravaganza at MyPillow.com with the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout. And with each purchase for free, you will get a copy of Mike Lindell's autobiography. Call 800-716-4879.
Steve Kane Show.
716-4879. Or go to the radio listener special page at MyPillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E.
Hi, this is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. If you call or text me on my cell phone, I will analyze your home and your FPL bill over the phone, and I can quote you on insulation, ducts, and radiant barrier. Call me now, and I'll show you how to save up to 30 to 40% on your electric bill this month and for every month from here till eternity. 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Call now. Get up to 50% off and receive an additional $500 on over 2,000 square feet of radiant barrier, an additional $1,000 off on 4,000 square feet of radiant barrier. Call or text me now, 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Or you can find me on the web at cutmykilowatts.com.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. Call the show toll-free. Dial 1-888.
Free speech does not mean you have the freedom to harass people, right? I'll tell you more in the next break. All right, we are back. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. This is, of course, the longest-running radio show in the state of Florida. On the radio since 1977, celebrating 45 years on the radio this year, the Steve Kane Show. Good morning, Steve Kane. You got to speak up, Steve. You're off mic. I got you up all. You're off mic. I've got you turned up all the way. You might have to do a reboot. Your mic doesn't sound like it's maybe not plugged in quite all the way. Yeah, you maybe have them reboot your system and make sure the mic is plugged in properly, because I can tell you're back there far in the background, but I can't understand what you're saying. All right? Okay, we'll see if we can do that. Okay, we'll check back. All right, good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. It's Andrea.
Hey, Andrea. What's on your mind?
I find it awfully interesting that Joe Biden would suddenly be so concerned about integrating children in school, especially when he was very concerned about busing black children into white neighborhoods because he didn't want his kids growing up in a racial jungle.
In fact, Joe Biden, even after segregation had ended and busing was settled, he was still, when Jimmy Carter was president, in 1978, Senator Joe Biden was trying to secure the right of private schools to racially segregate their private schools in 1978.
Well, it doesn't surprise me, because after I heard him make that statement yesterday about MAGA, I'm taking this very differently than you are, and I'm just taking it based on occurrences. To me, dog whistle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything's a dog whistle. I think that was actually a dog whistle to essentially make violence against MAGA justifiable.
No, that's not what they're doing. That's not what they're doing. They are, you know, they can't win when it comes to public debate. I mean, I was talking earlier. In front of the Supreme Court, there are about 24 women, and it's been pretty much the same women for, I guess this is the third day today. Their numbers are small. They don't have a lot of support. They can't win in the public square of debate. So what are they trying to do, the Democrats? They're trying to outlaw their political opposition. That's what they're trying to do.
The only reason why I'm saying that, because it occurred to me, remember in Portland when that Trump supporter was killed? That went away.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even find online what happened to the guy that shot him.
Yeah. Well, what are your thoughts on the story of the day I've been talking about, Madison Cawthorn and this sex tape?
Well, this is my thought. Eric Swalwell has slept with a Chinese spy. Dianne Feinstein has had a Chinese driver for 20 years. There's the Hunter Biden laptop. There has been there's the Hillary Clinton scandal, Russia.
Well, you know, this thing with Eric Swalwell having sex with the Chinese spy, you know what I haven't heard established, when he found out she was a Chinese spy, did he stop having sex with her?
I thought that they found out that even after she fled the country, his family still kept in touch with her.
That is true. I think his father. My recollection is his father. Yeah.
Here's the thing about Madison Cawthorn, and I mean it's pretty much obvious. The second that he said that weird sex parties were happening with prominent Republicans,
yeah,
all of this stuff happened, and my eye is on Kevin McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
Because if Kevin McCarthy comes out and, you know, essentially does what he always does, which is betray everybody, then that's the sure tell. It doesn't, to me, it matters what they do when they're in office.
Well, I don't know. This video looks kind of recent. His wheelchair is next to the hotel bed. He very well could have been in office when this happened. We don't know. Hey, Andrea, thanks for the call. I'm going to try to get Steve in now. I got a signal from his studio that things are working. You with us, Steve? Now I can hear you. Okay, good. Oh, man.
What an associate producer.
Yeah. Oh, man, there's so much going on today. So many breaking stories. I was trying to get you last night because... yeah, well, I don't know. I felt like you blocked my number. I was calling you this morning. I couldn't get you. I was trying to...
Who won the Yankee game? I fell asleep.
I didn't even know there was a Yankee game.
So you tell me, was there anything on the tapes, the mystery tapes?
Well, there's a lot of stories that I've not even gotten to all of them yet. I was talking. There's a Madison Cawthorn gay sex tape out today. It's that everyone's talking about. That's what I've mainly been talking about so far this morning. No, it's a big one. It's a big one, Steve, because what they're trying to do.
The last time I heard that, I had 5 days of GOP bashing.
What are you talking about? No. I'm not bashing him. We're defending him, Steve. We're not bashing him. We're defending him. Sorry. No. They've got it's not an actual gay sex tape. It's a video of simulated gay sex in a hotel room somewhere with Madison and 2 guys, and he's a strong supporter of Trump. He's a vocal supporter of Trump. He's young and he's going places. So they're trying to destroy him, just like they're trying to do Marjorie Taylor Greene. Oh, this is the pitch meeting. I gotta go through stories and Steve grabs on. No, I mean.
What I'm saying is, I had a little easy feeling
No, it's a big story. It's all over the news today. And, you know, he had, Steve, Madison Cawthorn, okay, there have been a handful of people, the Democrats have lost the youth vote, all right? And there's been a handful of MAGA people that are young that have been attracting young voters to the Republican Party and to Trump. They've taken down almost all of them, right? Remember Milo Yiannopoulos? He was the gay millennial. They got rid of him. They got rid of Laura Loomer. There's a handful of them out there that the left have completely canceled from our society. And Madison Cawthorn is, you know, like, he is equal in popularity and in his influence as anyone could possibly be. And he travels around the country speaking to young people, bringing them to the MAGA movement, bringing them to the Republican Party, and they're trying to run him out. And we got to stand fast. I support Madison Cawthorn. Don't let this sex tape change your mind. I don't care if he's gay. It looks pretty gay, but I wouldn't care that he's gay. But I was trying to get you last night because there was the Senate debate with Dr. Oz in Pennsylvania on Newsmax last night. And Dr. Oz was destroyed in the first couple minutes of the debate. It was hosted by Greta Van Susteren, and it was very good. It was very good, and Dr. Oz did not look good. It was brutal. I've seen. Well, you know what happened is I got a clip of it I'll play, but it's all Republicans versus Republicans because it's a Republican primary, and he is in the past, everyone knows this, has been pro-abortion, pro-choice. You know, he did a lot of very pro-choice things on his television show, but even beyond his television show, he did some interviews separate from his television show in the last few years where he indicated he was pro-abortion. A lot of people take issue with that, right? So, of course, all of them go after him at the beginning of the debate. And there's a female, I don't remember her name. They say her name in this. I've forgotten her name. I'd not heard of her before. She's one of the Republicans running against Dr. Oz. She's a black MAGA Republican running against Dr. Oz. And she is the product of a rape. Her mother was raped. And her father, her birth father, is her mother's rapist. Yeah, so I'm going to play this exchange, and you'll hear Greta Van Susteren goes to her, and then Dr. Oz's defense, I thought, was just weak.
Have you changed your opinion over the years? If so, what has changed your mind? You have 1 minute. Ms. Barnett, you're first.
Thank you. Whether this was a leak or whether it was a tactical operation, we will soon figure out. But one thing is clear. I am so very grateful that our nation is now having a very important conversation, and that is one of the most important conversations that is about life. I am the byproduct of a rape. My mother was 11 years old when I was conceived. My father was 21. I was not just a lump of cells. As you can see, I'm still not just a lump of cells. My life has value. And that is one of the reasons why it was so very disturbing when I saw Mehmet Oz running for this particular race, when I've seen him on numerous occasions, and specifically at the Breakfast Club, saying that my life was nothing more than a acorn with electrical currents. I am wondering if the good doctor has now since changed his position on that. My life is valuable, and so are the many lives that find themselves in the womb of their mother, whether in the womb or towards the end of that life.
Dr. Oz, you have 30 seconds to respond. That was directed at you, sir.
You know, one of the toughest endorsements you can ever get is from your mother-in-law. And my mother-in-law is an ordained minister. She wrote a lot of the pro-life literature in Montgomery County where we live, and she certainly understands that I'm pro-life. As a heart surgeon, I've operated on small children, a few days old, and witnessed the majesty of their hearts pounding blood, even though it's ill, because I'm operating on them, through those bodies. I would never think of harming that child, or even 9 months earlier, because life starts at conception.
All right, Mr. Bartos.
Yeah, so that was, he did not look good in that, he did not look good.
I mean, do you know how many people that I've known through the years that are pro-life today that started being pro-choice?
Yeah, but the comments that they're referring, yeah, a lot. But
past.
Not that far in the past, though. Recent. A year and a half.
You know, whatever it is, where he stands now is what counts. He's entitled to change his mind. This is just something this is a very important primary coming up, the one involving Dr. Oz, the Pennsylvania primary, because it's a true test of Trump's influence.
Yeah.
And Trump has chosen to go with Dr. Oz. That's really the battle here. Nobody cares. Well, again, I shouldn't say that. That's not true. Every seat counts in the Senate, which is so closely divided. But it's the important thing to take him at his word. And people are the enemies of Donald Trump are out to destroy.
Well, these are okay. Well, this is the thing. This is the thing with this.
In Pennsylvania.
All right. So okay, but here's the thing with this debate last night. I think there were 4 or 5 people up there, and that lady, she seems very nice. She seems MAGA. I like her. She had a good moment there. But the question you got to ask, well, let me finish, Steve. But the question people got to ask, and she made him look. He did not look good in the beginning there, and the other ones piled onto him. But the question you got to ask is she electable at the state level? And probably not. I can't even remember her name, and I was watching the thing last night.
But you have to ask. This is so interesting because you have it right. Have had it right in the past in discussing this. The thing that is important about this is the GOP coming together and showing that Trump has the power that he has displayed up till this point, that it's not a fluke. And if you buy the Trump agenda, which you do, and which I do, there are a lot of people that are trying to shake our resolve. And every time they come up with a ploy of taking it to tape, no matter how old it is, we don't have a date on it, but if he is in the right place now, and it's good enough for Donald Trump, it's good enough for me. You do that in every other case, but then when they come up with these little
well, we got to talk about these things, Steve. These stories are top stories in the news. All right. Well, what do you want to talk about then? These are Steve. These are top stories in the news today. What stories do you want me to talk about? Not the top news stories. The thing with Madison Cawthorn is a lead story everywhere, and this is number 2.
We can talk about the movement to destroy the Supreme Court.
And we've been talking about that for 2 days. It's a 3-day-old story. These stories, no, day 3. Today's day 3. All right. Today's the 3rd day. Because we've been talking about it for 2 days. This is the 3rd day of that story.
You want to sit here and talk for an hour about a story that I'm interested in? Do it.
Yeah. Oh, Steve's threatening to go on strike for the rest of the hour now. Steve, listen, we're not disagreeing. This is what you're missing. Well, we're giving some analysis here. And before the primary started, I told people Trump is going to endorse people that some of you don't like. And well, I'm trying to. Okay? But you've got to do what Trump says. You've got to put your... I gave an example. Greg Abbott, for some reason... But we've got to talk about what's going on, Steve. We got to talk about what's going on. We're not supposed to talk about Dr. Oz or Madison Cawthorn? I don't understand what you're upset about us talking about it. I mean, this happened. This debate last night with Dr. Oz was a big debate. Yeah, you know. Well, what would you like us to transit to? Because we're going to go to break, and I mean, I'm sorry. I'm just talking about the lead stories.
There's no other stories in the news?
Well, I can't do a pitch meeting with you on the air and keep bringing up stories until you get interested in one. I did the prep this morning. You didn't answer the phone when I called you this morning, and now you're criticizing all my show prep on the lead stories. I don't know what to do, Steve. I mean, So you have nothing else? I'll go to anything you want me to go to. But let's take our break, and then we'll come back, and I'll try to get Steve interested after the break. Listen, our number's toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. I mean, I don't know I think what we're doing, Steve, is putting in perspective these stories. They're trying to listen. Not at all. You just didn't watch. No.
Passive resistance.
Well, not at all. Not at all. These are just stories you have not seen in the news yet.
Let's just talk about that.
All right. Well, I am open to that.
How did those tapes they gave you come out?
Not good. Not good, unfortunately. Unfortunately, they did not. They did not hold up to the test of time. The tapes aren't destroyed, but they're blank. Yeah. Well, All right. Listen, our number is toll free 1-888-GO-CANE-1. I'll let you know. I don't think we're playing into anybody's business. I think we're giving a very articulate defense for what President Trump is doing and combating what the other side are doing. I've been talking on the air since 6, getting calls on this. I've been taking calls on both these stories since 6. But I want to hear what you and the audience think at 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Okay. 1-888-GO-CANE-1 is the number. I'm Brian. Steve is here. We'll take our break and be back after this break. Don't go anywhere.
Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle
Well, you guys got to call in.
Sleeping. Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. A sniffle here and a sneeze there. Your first thought is what? Uh-oh, I'm coming down with something. But did you ever think you might not be sick? You might have an allergy. Find out and have your allergies tested at Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs or Any Lab Test Now of Boca. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located at 955 North University Drive on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood by the Coral Square Mall. Give them a call, 954-906-5983. 954-906-5983. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza. That's where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto and north of Hillsboro. Call them at 561-237-5009. 561
Steve Kane Show.
237-5009.
Hold on. Steve Kane Show.
Both environmental and food allergies. No appointment is necessary.
Steve Kane Show. Hold on.
Make sure you mention you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
Hi, this is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. If you call or text me on my cell phone, I will analyze your home and your FPL bill over the phone, and I can quote you on insulation, ducts, and radiant barrier. Call me now, and I'll show you how to save up to 30 to 40% on your electric bill this month and for every month from here till eternity. 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Call now, get up to 50% off, and receive an additional $500 on over 2,000 square feet of radiant barrier, an additional $1,000 off on 4,000 square feet of radiant barrier. Call or text me now, 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Or you can find me on the web at cutmykilowatts.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search.
All right, 23 minutes after that. Do you want to go to the phones? All right. 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Yeah, go ahead.
Have you ever had anything like this happen in your life?
What? I don't understand what you're giving me a hard time about, Steve. I mean, I'm defending both of the Republicans. I don't understand what you're doing. I'm not a liberal. I'm not attacking Dr. Oz or Madison Cawthorn. I'm defending them.
Well, are you telling me what you did was designed to support Dr. Oz?
All right, Steve. I don't know. Let's just go to the phones because Good morning. You're on the air. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hi, this is Eric from Fort Lauderdale. How are you doing?
Hey, Derek. What's up? we're having a little internal squabble this morning.
Steve, listen. Well, go ahead, caller.
Yeah, I didn't watch the debate, and when you first said Oz response was real weak, I was expecting, wow, that when he first mentioned the mother-in-law, I said, oh, wow, that is weak. But he admitted that he's pro-life and believes that the child is at conception. I think the bigger story is MAGA, a terrorist group, half of the country. He's supposed to be the great empire, and
absolutely right.
I think that's a good story.
Well, I did talk about that too. I'm sorry my show prep doesn't meet up to everyone's standards, but I did talk about that and took calls on it actually today.
Well, I mean, you know.
All right, so
you do a great job and everything.
No.
I think the Biden story is a huge story. You know.
Okay.
And I think we should support Oz.
I'll repeat what I said earlier on the air and took calls on. What happened with Biden was a slip, okay? I've been telling you since January 7th, I've been telling you that what the Democrats are trying to do is declare MAGA a domestic terrorist organization and outlaw their political opposition because they can't beat it. Trump had a rally with 50,000 in Nebraska with no notice the other night, right? And what happened was they had a conversation around Biden. I doubt he takes part in many of the conversations in the White House. And he said on a microphone what they were having in a private conversation behind closed doors in the Oval Office. And he let the cat out of the bag. And he says MAGA is the most dangerous political group ever. What about when the Democrats fired on Fort Sumter, or the Democrat Klan was lynching black people, you know, or the Weather Underground, Bill Ayers was blowing up government buildings. He really thinks MAGA is worse than all that? It's bizarre. It's outrageous. But it was a slip up because of his cognitive issues that it happened.
Well, and if there was a MAGA guy doing all the, running over people on the Christmas parade.
That's right.
Shooting up everything. You know, it's all liberals. It's all Antifa or Black Panther or whatever, and it gets buried after a couple days.
Yeah.
But
it's the least of the stupid things that Biden has said lately. The worst thing he said 2 days ago was when he used the term unborn child to describe the unborn child. That was outrageous. I mean, my God, they must have had a stroke, his handlers, when they heard that.
Oh, they did. They did. I played that on the air yesterday before you joined. Yeah, and his yeah.
You guys are doing a great job, though. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Tensions are high on the Steve Kane Show today. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, hi. This is Nick in Coral Springs. Okay, regarding... Hi, morning. I actually find this show today to be terminal, boring. I also found the Roe v. Wade story to be the abortion thing boring. I think why don't we ever talk about the crime waves that are going on?
Oh well, I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll tell you what we do. Why don't we talk about the crime wave? Go ahead. We'll turn the show over to you. Talk about the crime wave in an interesting way.
You could do a whole show on it.
Well, we're going to give you a few minutes of the show right now. Let's go. Oh, so you don't have anything to say about it? Okay, I'll tell you. We're opposed to crime. What would you say the generic crime wave? We can do a whole show on it. Give me an example of how we could take that and do a whole show on it today.
Whole show on it. You get calls from all over the country on it.
Yeah. Okay, so you want us to talk about like last week's stories as opposed to the stories that are in the news this morning? Well, give me an example of something we could that is going on today involving the crime wave that we could do a whole show on.
Well, that would leave that to you because you're the professionals.
Okay, so you don't have any ideas, you just have criticisms. Okay, that's good. I appreciate it. Take care. Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now, Steve and I have made up now. All right. I have. It happens. 30 years together. All right. 1-888 go Kane 1. Lasted longer than your marriages, didn't we? Right. That's true. 1-888. No, come on. You've been married 3 times. Our number is toll free 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You were right about that one. Okay, let me reframe it. I'll reframe it. We've lasted longer than your first 2 marriages. How about that one? That's accurate? No. No. All right, let's take some more calls. What the heck? Good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, big fan of both you gentlemen for a long time. On this one, I'm sorry, Brian, but you're biting the bait of the left. Steve is he's so right on this. And I got to say that sometimes you can be very obtuse, Brian.
All right, now you say, let's go back. You said, okay, hey, listen, I'm open for criticism. We take live calls on the air, right? Okay? And the calls are screenless, so, it's on the air. Steve is right, I'm wrong on these issues. The 2 issues that we're disagreeing with about is talking about the Dr. Oz debate, which was last night and is a lead story today, and this gay sex tape of Madison Cawthorn and what they're trying to do to Madison Cawthorn. Are you suggesting, caller, that we don't talk about these stories at all? What are you suggesting?
What I'm suggesting is the tactic to win. The Democrats wouldn't have brought it up. If they had a radio show as powerful and broad-reaching as yours, it would never come up.
Oh, so we should cover things up. What we've done. Let me tell you. Let me defend my honor here.
But don't go on and on and on because you give.
No, let me tell you something here. No, Steve, I'm not beating up on Republicans this morning. The Madison Cawthorn issue, I've been defending him. I've been defending Madison Cawthorn. And that it's oh my gosh, that's what the okay. No, Steve, no, not at all. No. Oh, okay, so when Republicans are involved in scandal and things, we shouldn't talk about it. We should be like with Ted Kennedy and cover it up. I don't.
Debate of the left. You mentioned it. You had it for 3 or 4 days.
No, this just broke this morning. I didn't know about this story till I woke up this morning. Who was the guy? The Madison, Kevin McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy.
I was having deja vu to last week, where you picked a story up about Kevin McCarthy. The left was throwing out that bait last week, and you picked it up in 5 days. I couldn't get you off that Kevin McCarthy story.
This is not the Kevin McCarthy story, though.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It was something they wanted us to talk about because it put us on the defense.
Well, maybe Steve. Yeah. Well, you know what? I maybe if you would have answered your phone this morning when we were going over our show prep, we would have had a pre-show. I mean, I tried to call you. I tried to call you all day and night yesterday. I tried to call you this morning to go over the and I couldn't get you. And then you go on the air criticizing all my show prep when I tried to get you to go over things. I mean, I don't think that's fair. I just don't think that's fair. Okay. Well, Steve started the on-air stuff.
I don't mind arguing on the air. Arguing on the air is interesting.
Yeah, come on now. Yeah, it sounds like a couple.
All right, thank you.
All right. Well, he says we sound like 12-year-olds. Well, hormone replacement pellet therapy does restore your youthful everything, so that's good. Yeah.
And I was listening to Neil on the way. That I'm telling you, we got an afternoon block that's dynamite now.
Yes, we do.
On Neil's hour, I still don't have the hour straight.
3 to 4. 3 to 4.
And then Uncle High comes on.
4 to 6. 4 to 6, yeah.
4 to 6. and they were talking about the erection injection, and they're talking about Alice. You know who Alice is?
I don't know who Alice is.
Come on! You haven't forgotten all that. Alice from the Palace?
I don't remember Alice from the Palace.
Remember Al Rantel?
Oh my goodness, yes. I never heard that. That's what you guys used to call him? I never heard that one before.
You never heard that? Oh,
no.
That was Neil. That was Neil's affectionate term for Al Rantel. But there's all references to the old days of this. It's like a trip down memory lane. I enjoyed it so much. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know this. Steve introduced to the South Florida radio audience the erection injection, which can give a man an erection up to 4 hours. Yeah.
About the erection injection. They don't go 15 minutes on Neil's reruns. There's some reference to the good old days at WFTL is not mentioned.
But, I'll tell you guys, because I know we have a full board of calls. We'll get to the calls in a minute. Because sometimes people will ask me, you know, Steve and I are obviously arguing a little bit this morning. I can't remember the last time we had an argument off the air. We process our differences on the air.
There's nothing wrong with arguing. I love that. That's the basis of all talk radio. Is my school of talk radio, which is Joe Pine's school.
Yeah.
It's about light through heat.
Yeah, I know. I didn't really appreciate it this morning. I don't mind the arguing on the air, but I didn't really appreciate the way you went at it today. You did two things.
Probably shows that there's merit to my point.
No. There's not merit to it. But we have a full board of calls. But I want to ask everyone to hold on because we do have to take a break, okay? So we will go right back to the phones directly after the break. Don't go anywhere. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name's Brian. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Veterans and spouses of veterans, you may be entitled to benefits that you are not aware of, including long-term care benefits. Call attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group and find out what benefits are available to you. With offices in Boca Raton and Fort Lauderdale, call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782. 1-855-FLA-3782.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching? Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, every line on the board is lit, so you want to... oh, no, there's one opening. There's one opening. Someone just let the line go at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Erica, and I'm calling from North Carolina.
Erica in North Carolina. Good morning.
Hello, Erica.
Okay. Hi. I want to call in defense of Brian here, okay?
Okay.
I wanted to say that that this is important, and what he's bringing up is very important. Just 2 quick points. Dr. Oz, we know is not a conventional conservative, if he's conservative at all. And we love Trump. I love Trump. I'm rooting for Trump in 2024. But sometimes he had people, as we know, in his cabinet that were not the best, who backstabbed him and things like that. So many people who are on the right who love Trump are cautious of Dr. Oz
Especially, I saw him recently doing this thing with a gun in a commercial, and we're like, he's not that guy, okay? So we are very wary of him, and he didn't.
Well, let me help you. Let me help you here, okay? Because Dr. Oz, because Dr. Oz also on his television show years ago, so it was about 10 years ago, supported pediatricians asking children if their parents have guns and stuff. This is the deal with Trump and Dr. Oz, and the same, by the way, goes for J.D. Vance, and there will be others, okay? What President Trump is trying to do is drain the swamp of the Republican rhinos, all right? And right now, the rhino wing of the Republican Party, which are the Liz Cheney, Mitt Romney wing, are loyal to donors that hate Trump, hate MAGA, hate us. He's trying to fill up both houses of Congress, governors too, but both houses of Congress with MAGA Republicans that are loyal to him, not donors. And one thing about J.D. Vance and Dr. Oz that I don't think people have thought about too much. Both of them are millionaires many, many times over, okay? They can't be bought by donors. You know, these guys like Joe Biden come into Congress, they don't have a lot of money, so they're on the take, right? That's how they make their money. Dr. Oz and J.D. Vance are super, super rich. They can't be bought. They're untouchable, and they're loyal to Trump. And that's what he's trying to do. And I'll tell you, President Trump, although he's very pro-life, he gave an interview when he was running for president the first time, and I was concerned we would lose some of the Christians over this. It was during the primaries. He was asked a setup question. This is when Caitlyn Jenner first became a thing. Can Caitlyn Jenner use the ladies' room at Trump Tower? He was asked on national television, and it was meant to try to set him up. There was like no good answer. He said, absolutely. And then Caitlyn Jenner went and peed in Trump Tower's ladies' room, and no one cared about it. But I was afraid we would lose Christian conservatives over that because the gay issue and it was a big deal back then. President Trump himself is not a traditional Republican on some issues. Okay? People forget that.
One more point about Madison Cawthorn, because I don't think Dr. Oz, if we got to do what we have to do, but I can understand why you want to talk about it. But with Madison Cawthorn, real quick, I worked in the office when I was young. It was I was 19, full of young people. The boss was like 27, so it was a young office full of bro college students. And there was a saying called, is he gay or is he just being a white dude? And if you've been around bros, young college guys, they do really stupid, weird, kind of sussy stuff. Now, that video was gross, but I think it's just, all I'm saying is the people who are coming or going after Madison are probably even more disgusting.
Well, listen, Matt, let me tell you, this thing with Madison Cawthorn is important, and I'll tell you why. About 3 months ago, Madison Cawthorn, I saw in an interview, he says they're going to court and trying to take me off the ballot. You know, like they're doing the Marjorie Taylor Greene right now. And what they were trying to do with Madison Cawthorn is say that he took part in the Capitol breach, which he didn't, okay? And they were trying to connect him to that, and they were going to court. They lost, but they were going to court to say he took part in an insurrection, he can't be on the ballot. That failed. So now what they have is they've gone to some people that have been friends with him and somehow bought video and photographs and everything, and they're trying to humiliate him into dropping out or losing this primary that's 12 days away. And I'm here to tell you the things that have come out about Madison Cawthorn. Everything he did was consensual. Everything he did was among adults. No one was assaulted. No one was sexually assaulted. This is just drunken hijinks of a famous, good-looking 25-year-old kid.
Cares about the gay.
Well, that's what the Democrats think that Republicans are homophobes. So these two videos that look gay, they figure, oh, they'll look those. He's in North Carolina. Oh, that's the Bible Belt. He's done because they're homophobes. It's not the case. We need to stand strong with Madison Cawthorn. We really do. Look at how scared they are of him.
I'm a social conservative. I don't believe in homosexuality, and that's true. But I'm going to stand with Madison Cawthorn because those people who are against them are even worse, and I know what they're trying to do.
That's right. See, that's what I've been saying this morning. And the coverage of this is so it's so awful. And it's been, Madison Cawthorn came out about a week ago and said every 2 days there's going to be a story about me, and this one's probably not even the worst. And I'm telling you, it's slanderous. Now, if I saw one person online this morning that said, oh, he was criticizing the sex and drug party, and he's doing this. The sex and drug party involved illegal drugs, cocaine. That's a crime. Nothing that's come out with Madison Cawthorn has been illegal. Okay, like that party he was invited to, and they're going after him with these ridiculous things because he's not only MAGA, he's strong MAGA and has a huge mass following among the youth. You know, they were talking the other day about paying off the student loans. That's how desperate they are. They lost the youth vote. Madison Cawthorn and Candace Owens have brought millions of young people to the Republican Party, and that's why they're doing this to him.
Brian, I just want to defend you and say, yes, this is good, and I'm glad. This is not like the old Republican Party. You would have thrown him away. We're going to stand with Madison.
Yeah, he would have been done. He would have been, all right, take care. This isn't like he was trying, if they had him trying to pick up male prostitutes in a bathroom stall, that'd be, this is nothing. This is just drunken hijinks. Good morning, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello? Yes. This is what I want to say. The current administration has nothing to do with what's at hand. Okay? Trump has his own shenanigans going on. It's always fake news with him. He's trying to earn all the votes, okay? Okay?
Slow down. Stop where you said. You said Donald Trump has no regard for life? Okay, slow down. Forget about Dr. Oz. Roe v. Wade's getting overturned by the Supreme Court because of Donald Trump. He said, I'm going to put justices on the court who will overturn Roe v. Wade, and now it's happening. How can you say he has no regard for life? What are you talking about?
We're calling right now. What is...
We're in the midst of... Do you know what year this is? Do you know what the date is? What do you mean we're in the middle of COVID? Oh, well, there you go. All right, they gave up. They couldn't, they gave up. They had to use one of the words. The Democrat SOS. You know what the two forms of Democrat SOS are, Steve? The F word and the S word. That's right. That means, let me say something that will force them to hang up. Exactly. All right, listen, let's take our last break. Callers on hold, don't go anywhere. The phones are hot, and we'll come back with the Gold Report right after this break.
You're listening to WWNN Pompano Beach, 1470 AM, 95.3 in Boca, 96.9 in Lauderhill, the talk of South Florida.
Hi, folks. Dr. Montez here, now with the Biostation West Delray. At Biostation West Delray, we continue to offer the highest level of experience and care you can find in the realm of hormone pellet and hormone replacement therapies. But that's just the start.
Hey.
We offer a full array of age management modalities, including state-of-the-art treatments for erectile dysfunction, sexual dysfunction in women, physical and sexual rejuvenation, and quite frankly, any sign or symptom of aging that you may have. And don't forget, we offer the complete array of all cosmetic modalities, including Botox, fillers, lasers, etc. Better energy, better sleep, better performance, and looks to die for. If this all sounds good to you, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
This is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. Give me a call today to save up to 50% on your insulation and radiant barrier, and up to 35% on your electric bill. That's 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
All right, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with the Morning Gold and Precious Metals Report. William Youngerman, how the metals look this morning?
Metals looking very strong, Brian. The Fed half-point move, the biggest in 20 years, did not pull back gold from appreciating nicely yesterday, up $14.30, closing at $1,882.30 the ounce. Gold traded in a range of $1,861 to $1,891 yesterday. Silver was up 42 cents, closing at $22.94, while platinum was up $29 at $990. It did get as high as $1,005 actually. And palladium closed up $2 at $21.92. The rally continues this morning, up $23.20 right now at $1,905.50, back over that $1,900 number. We saw it as high as $1,907 so far this morning. Silver up 11 cents at $23.05 the ounce. Platinum unchanged at $990, and palladium down $17 at $2,175 the ounce. Oil over $109 a barrel now.
Wow. Wow. Well, listen, William Youngerman opens up weekdays at 10. And don't forget, with Mother's Day right around the corner this weekend, can you tell people quickly some of the things, William Youngerman, you have for Mother's Day?
Yes, Steve. Of course, we have all kinds of beautiful jewelry, 14 and 18 karat gold bracelets, necklaces, earrings. And then we also have a special assortment of beautiful sterling silver for those that don't want to spend too much money but want something beautiful. And remember to say that you're a Steve Kane listener when you ask to see the jewelry. We are basically wholesalers of jewelry, and so only our Steve Kane listeners get to have free looks at all of our beautiful jewelry.
There you go. All right, so you can give them a call again. William Youngerman opens up at 10. The number 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. Online, WilliamYoungerman.com, or stop right in here in Boca at 150 East Palmetto Park Road, just immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto on the first floor of the Bank of America building. All right, William Youngerman, we will finish out the week tomorrow.
Okay, have a great day.
All right, take care. You want to go back to the phone, Steve?
Let's do it.
All right, callers are mixed in their opinions today. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Morning, Brian and Steve. How are we doing?
Hey, Wisconsin Gary.
Doing great.
What's up?
You know, I kind of was listening here, with your disagreement you guys were having, and it was kind of ironic how you guys are disagreeing on certain things, but though, like, weeks ago, when there was a certain story that came up that just ended up going for weeks and weeks, it's like I just gave up kind of listening until that all passed over. But with everything that's going on with the Cawthorn right now, I am in agreement with Brian. This story had to be brought out, and not like the Democrats that always have something that happens. They lift up the rug, they sweep the dust underneath it, and then they just pass over it. But they come at them full force with everything they got, just like what they're still trying to do with President Trump, whether it's in New York or in Washington with the January 6th and everything else. People that believe in Cawthorn for what he does in office, what he does in his pastime, that's really nobody is really concerned. But it's always...
Well, no, that's not here. Listen, no. Listen, the reason that I brought this story up with Madison Cawthorn, if you look, the way the press are handling this today, they're acting like he did something criminal. He's at a drunken party with a couple of buddies, they're having a good time, everything's consensual. If somebody's doing something that's criminal in their private life, though, that's another story. But there's no crime here. It's just drunken young guys that are 25 years old that are having a party. I mean, it's a wild party, but it needs to be put in proper perspective so that people can understand what's going on here. He is a target, and he is one of the people that's on our great bench to be the future of the MAGA movement.
And I agree with that. It's like look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's getting attacked. President Trump is still getting attacked. I'm surprised they haven't gone after Lauren Boebert yet.
Yeah, when they went after Matt Gaetz, they had some made-up crap with Matt Gaetz. I defended Matt Gaetz like I'm doing Madison Cawthorn, and a lot of callers said you shouldn't defend Matt Gaetz. You should. And then look, he was completely cleared.
And with Cawthorn, 100%. So I mean, there's people got to sit there and really think of what the left is trying to do to really pull MAGA apart, because they really literally hate it. Cawthorn has brought many people into the Republican.
I mean, look at what they did. Okay, the Cawthorn primary is 12 days away. Look at what they did with the Hunter laptop. They silenced it. And what was on the Hunter laptop was criminal. Criminal. Illegal drugs, prostitutes, everything else. Or other things, too, I'm not going to mention. Completely criminal. Oh, nothing to do with anything. You know, that's come on.
Election came through the...
That's right.
Pennsylvania race, you know, a lot of the things now they're trying to bring up, and, you know, like with everything, with like what happened with Supreme Court, you know, months before the election came out, when that verdict was supposed to come out near election time, all of a sudden now just miraculously all this stuff.
And, you know, I'll tell you this about Dr. Oz, okay? I watched the debate. I think I'm the only person that watched the debate. Dr. Oz, everything they bring up against Dr. Oz is from his television show, okay? Except that one Breakfast Club interview, which was in connection to his television show. That was an Oprah Winfrey production. Oprah Winfrey, there's two things about this. Oprah Winfrey and her team of people produced that show and dictated what he did on that show. Another thing is, as a doctor, when you're in the position of as a physician, you're not rendering moral judgment on patients. And he was doing a lot of things on his television show, as a doctor should, not rendering their personal opinions towards you about certain issues, and that's being used against him. So no, I think Dr. Oz, I know some of you don't, I think Dr. Oz is all right. And the reason I think that is because Trump endorsed him. You got to trust Trump. You got to trust Trump.
What you have to bear in mind is the only prayer that Democrats have in the upcoming elections, and I'm talking about this year, of course, and the presidential one that will follow in 2 years after that, the only chance they stand is if we self-destruct.
Yeah.
You can't get us to self-destruct. They're finished. They're finished for the foreseeable.
Like the first segment of this hour. What? Well, no, Steve, with this, hey, Gary, real quick, because we're almost out of time.
Okay, the one thing is the Democrats are already self-destructing their own party, and because with everything that they've pushed through Congress and through the Senate and everything, they're already starting to blow up their own party.
Yeah.
People gotta
Well, and listen, this woman that went up against Dr. Oz, that was an interesting moment. She had a good moment. I'm the product of rape and all this stuff. But and I'm sure she's I'm sure she's as conservative as can be, and she probably loves Trump too. I never heard of her before last night. But is she electable on the state level? You know, just because she's more conservative than someone doesn't mean she's electable. And Trump needs to pick. He's doing this. He's picking people that aren't just in line with his views, but are also electable. You know, all right, hey, listen, take care. Let's take one more call and then we'll sign off. Good morning, you're on the air.
Hi, Helen from Massachusetts.
Hey, Helen, we're almost out of time, so you got to get to it. Last call of the day. Be quick. This is not, yeah.
I agree with you regarding Madison Cawthorn.
Well, we both have different things. What do you mean you agree? Agree about what?
He wasn't doing anything illegal.
Yeah, what they're doing is slandering him. It's a slander.
What they're doing is slandering him and trying to ruin him, so he must be a real threat to them.
Of course he is. I know he is. Yeah.
And the thing is if anybody had read some of the WikiLeaks dumps in 2016, they would have known.
Well, listen, we're out of time, but call tomorrow earlier. We'll let you get through that. All right, Steve, we got enough time to sign us off.
Tomorrow to do it all over again. Don't forget to tune in to our new show. Give me the afternoon lineup.
Neil Rogers from 3 to 4. Okay, and oh my goodness, at 4 to 6.
And we're bringing great talk radio back to South Florida like it used to be in the good old days. See you tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. God bless America.
You're listening to WWNN Pompano Beach, 1470 AM, 95.3 in Boca, 96.9 in Lauderhill, the talk of South Florida.
Oh, man. All right, guys, I have to run, but thanks for watching. Make sure you like the video before you go, all right? Take care.